Hello everybody, it is me once again, the Revenant theorist, and in today's video we are going to be covering what is Revita-4. So I went through the trailer, everything that we know so far about it, and I believe I have a pretty solid theory. Really quickly before I begin, I just want to say make sure you check out Sling and Stone Studios. Their channel will be either mentioned or linked in the description or something, and then as well as their Steam page for the game itself, because this video is based on the Revenant game that is being worked on with Sling and Stone Studios. Alright, so I went through a few possibilities. I'm going to read through my early thoughts. I have them written down here. So my first thing that I looked at was, when the narrator in the trailer said, to conquer death and change mortality. This, this gives me a clue as to what could possibly have been going on, because that means they were experimenting with prolonging life, changing mortality, conquering death. And then, it led me to a theory. Maybe it was stem cell therapy going wrong, trying to revitalize cells, which I think I jumped the gun a little bit. Let me circle back to one other pieces of evidence. So I looked at Revita-4, which is the name of the virus. Revita-4, Revita obviously means revitalization, I believe. And then 4 could be the fourth attempt that they've had at doing this, maybe the fourth type of experiment like this, and the first 3 were different kinds of experiments. Also, I have written down that the skull, which is the symbol of Revenant Labs, could symbolize death, and Revita symbolizes life, which could be conquering death again. So, yeah, with that being said, here is the theory that I have developed. Revenant Labs was experimenting with the revitalization of cells, which is hence the name Revita, because revitalization. Also, this wasn't the first attempt, because that's why it's the Revita-4, not the 1, 2, or 3. I believe that Revenant Labs created or modified a virus so that it would carry genetic information for the cells to revitalize. Carry the information needed for them to replicate, to rejuvenate. I believe that this would work in theory because of how viruses themselves work. Because you see, viruses, they can't replicate on their own, so they have to hijack existing cells and replicate themselves. And if Revenant Labs could somehow have a virus carry the revitalizing genetic information for the cells it hijacks, then those cells could stay forever revitalized and healthy and be able to regenerate should anything happen to them. So my theory is on the symptoms is that the initial symptoms that come from the Revita-4 virus are the immune system that doesn't know where Revita-4 is, and it recognizes it as a threat and attacks it. So that's why it gets cold-like symptoms. And I believe that this side effect could have been a known side effect, or it could have even been an intended side effect, because Revenant Labs may have wanted to spread the virus, and having cold-like symptoms like coughing could have helped spread it out more. Because should it be successful, I believe they would have wanted to spread it across the masses. I also believe that the cause for the advanced flu-like symptoms and also the cognitive decline that seems to come from the virus could be due to the virus mutating, and the body calls for more extreme defenses, more extreme answers to this virus. And also I believe that the virus itself could have, the mutation could have affected the brain power and caused the brain's genetic code to messed up, or led to uncontrolled cell growth or regeneration, like maybe some sort of cancer, and it led to the decline of cognitive function and brought back primal instincts, ravenous behavior, which could be, how the aggression works. And I also believe that Revenant Labs, should they have been experimenting with the same virus in different locations like Arizona, Florida, New York, or those are just the 3 that are mentioned in the trailer, we could see potentially different mutations and variations of the same virus. And I also believe that the reason we hear about the more extreme progression in Miami and Phoenix is because those places are warmer environments, and I think the heat would allow the virus to spread faster and maybe, behave quicker and mutate faster. And since New York is a colder environment compared to Miami and Phoenix, then the virus would spread slower there, mutate slower there. And I do believe that's like the basis for the virus itself. But I also have a theory that our player character could have a unique response to the virus, or maybe the virus mutates in a specific way that our character gets. That would allow our character to have, the intended effects what Revenant Labs was trying to accomplish, which means that they would theoretically have that rejuvenation, revitalization from the virus, because maybe something different about them allowed it to work. And I also believe that the zombies we will be facing in this game will have the ability to regenerate because of the Revita-4. I believe that though their brains aren't all there and they're feral and aggressive, I believe that their bodies will be able to regenerate and rejuvenate due to this virus. And I also believe that our character will have to find Revenant Labs and use maybe a leftover sample of the virus, or maybe they'll have to take a sample from a zombie to either fix the virus itself to its intended effect, or how they wanted it to work without the mutations. Either that, or create a vaccine that would basically teach the immune system to recognize and respond to the virus in order to stop its spread, which could be how the character saves the world. And maybe our character, has these revitalizing effects, but the immune system is still fighting it, and it continues to throw more and more at it, which causes a decline in our character. So even though the virus itself isn't a threat to our character, the immune system is, which could explain why we only have 7 days to find a cure for this virus, and could explain, why we're only getting 7 days. And also, something that I noticed after yesterday's video was that I found a brightened up, clear image of the newspaper from the trailer, and the date on it was June 30th, 2025, which confirms at least when the virus started, and also it confirms that it was the peak, the pinnacle of summer, which explains why the heat, why it was able to spread, and why Miami and Phoenix is, because they were heated up that time of year. But yeah, this is my theory on what Revita-4 is and how it functions. And if you have any different opinions, I would love to hear it, and I would love to hear your theories on this. This is just, a theory that I've been considering ever since the trailer video yesterday, and I have a few more theories that I'm currently working on. But yeah, this was the Revenant Theorist giving you the latest theory. Signing out.